This is Ben Mussi, and my Graduate with Honors project is a React Native app. I currently run a couple of dating apps, and I wanted to show our user database in a totally different way than we currently do. So I'm going to show you how this code works, and then I'll show you an actual demo of the app itself. In app.js, we've got a provider, which I've got a persistent storage here. So every single time you turn off the app, it saves your Redux state. Really helpful. In the main component, I've got a number of screens here of home screen, a user info screen that gets generated for every user, a favorite screen, and a contact screen. There's a stack navigator and a drawer navigator. And I'm going to show you how each of these screens basically works. In the home screen, there's 2 images per row, and I'm showing some basic summary information about each user. So things like their age, their school, their job, and putting that all onto a tile. One of the fun things here was animating everything, so it was fun to change the gender and see what happens to the list of profiles that come up. One of the challenges I had was implementing Redux properly, and it was a big steep learning curve, but now that it's in there, when you change the gender, we actually are using Redux to do that. Really cool. Once you tap on somebody's tile, you get into the user info screen for each user. And I basically am taking the entire set of information we have about them in the database and rendering that in an interesting way. Some of the cool things here are the transitions I use, or sorry, the animations I use to make it fun, to actually see people's profiles come up and look at all this detail. Again, I'm using state from Redux, which is really nice. And another thing was these buttons or icons here. You can favorite users by either clicking on this floating icon. That was kind of cool instead of a static icon in one location. Or you can swipe right on them and like them as well. I'm using some reducers just to set the preferences. And then you can favorite people, and then they show up on the favorite screen. Some challenges here are interesting things. We're working with the swipe row here. This was kind of an interesting tool, but it was great in the end. I'll show you how that works in the demo. And I used, again, another reducer to toggle the favorites. And the last is a very basic contact screen with a link to our website and our email. So now this is the actual app. You're seeing at the top, there's a drop down with all the genders, and you can see some summary information about each user. So when you change the drop down, you can pick non-binary people, check out a profile. There's some cool animations that make looking at the profile interesting as it loads. Check out women, scroll through the list. When you tap on a profile, again, everything comes in fun. There's a button in the bottom right that allows you to add people as a favorite, or you can swipe right and add them as a favorite too. Let's check out some guys here. Again, there's some animations that were fun to play with as you change the genders. You can like someone with the button in the right. And then you go to my favorites, and what you're seeing is everybody that you favorited. You can tap on their profile and go back to the profile to review what's going on with them. If you want to unfavorite somebody, you can just go to their profile and either click the button in the bottom right to unfavorite them, or you can go back and do it from My Favorites by left swiping on the favorite and then tapping Remove and remove again. Lastly, there's a contact page with a link to our website and our email. Thank you.